All right, what's good, everybody? Welcome back. Uh, yeah, you see the title. They picked a hell of a day for all of this. This I can't even keep up with everything that's going on. I didn't even know there was a shooting in Colorado at a high school. Let me get rid of this right quick. Today's 9/11 though, so let us let us
Fix for men's health. My daddy's struggle that never seemed to get better
let
is
us pay
finally over,
tribute
and what he
to
did was
9/11.
ridiculous. His doctor told.
Check out the outlet that you never knew you needed, but now you can't live without. Let me show you how it works.
Let us
So
pay
it
tribute to
goes
9/11.
directly over.
It is a lot going on today, everybody. Welcome back. Hit the like button. About to get right into it.
On the morning of September 11th, 2001, 19 men armed.
Now, this man is about to run through this, and he got that documentary voice, so you might not catch the sarcasm, but it's there. Trust me, it's there.
with box cutters directed by a man on dialysis in a cave fortress halfway around the world using a satellite phone and a laptop.
That went kind of fast. Let's bring it right back.
On the morning of September 11th, 2001, 19 men armed with box cutters directed by a man on dialysis in a cave fortress halfway around the world using a satellite phone and a laptop directed the most sophisticated penetration of the most heavily defended airspace in the world, overpowering the passengers and the military combat trained pilots on 4 commercial aircraft before flying those planes wildly off course for over an hour without being molested by a single fighter interceptor. These 19 hijackers, devout religious fundamentalists who like to drink alcohol, snort cocaine, and live with pink-haired strippers, managed to knock down 3 buildings with 2 planes in New York, while in Washington, a
3 buildings with 2 planes.
pilot who couldn't handle a single-engine Cessna was able to fly a 757 in an 8,000-foot descending 270-degree corkscrew turn to come exactly level with the ground, hitting the Pentagon in the budget.
Are these people sloppy on purpose, bro? Because yesterday I said, "Yo, bro, I don't believe the thing on Charlie Kirk's shirt. I don't believe that theory. But now I don't know. I done looked at it a few more times. I'm not gonna play it because it's too gruesome. But that thing on Charlie Kirk's shirt, I've been following it for 100 views. This is a 5-second video. I probably done watched it 100 times. That thing, dude. I mean, you gotta watch it for yourself, man. Matter of fact, watch it for yourself. You can go check it out for yourself. I don't want to get in no trouble. But this is something to keep an eye out. This is getting very interesting. And before we finish paying tribute to 9/11, I gotta bring this up, man. This because this is crazy. This is what really made me do the show today. Multiple historically black colleges and universities locked down for terrorist threats. Multiple colleges receiving threats. Atlanta, it don't matter. A lot of the historically black colleges received threats the day after Charlie Kirk. And this is crazy. Well, man, listen to this news story because they were vague with telling the students what's going on and telling the public what's going on. They're very vague. And the people in the comment section, they let the news channel know.
There have been lockdowns at multiple HBCUs across the country due to potential threats. One of those is Virginia State University, another Hampton University. Hampton University has canceled classes for September 11th and September 12th due to a, quote, potential threat. Students are urged to limit movement to essential needs only. So that is currently what's happening at Hampton University and at multiple HBCUs across.
See, that information is very vague information. It's going to make you scared, right? Like I said, this is all about emotions, getting an emotional reaction out of you and other people. They already, they try to keep us separated, keep us on side, keep us divided. And then they give us leaders, and then they just control the leaders. And then the leaders control us.
All right. The area. Now, we have a reporter on scene as we speak who we are going to get in touch with as soon as we can. Brianna Fallon is actually on scene at Hampton University. She's been talking to officials about what's going on at the school in terms of this lockdown. Classes are canceled for Thursday, September 11th, today, and for Friday, September 12th, after notice of that potential threat to campus. Now, what we're going to do now here on the stream is we're going to try to give Brianna a call. Brianna, again, reporting on this story as we speak.
I don't know what Brianna was doing, but they had to call her ass twice. They had to call her back. Like, bitch, this is your job. Answer the phone. Shit. She finally answered it.
We can potentially talk to her a little bit more about what she's learned today.
Look,
so bear with us while we try to give a call.
That's what I'm saying, man. Y'all, do not hang your head low, y'all. We have been doing our job, waking people up, and people, you know, you ain't gonna wake everybody up, but you know, small percentage is cool, and then they'll wake a few people up, and then you know, we all grow together. That's how it's gonna go. People gonna wake up at their own time, man. Your alarm clock ain't set the exact same as the next motherfucker. But this first comment, this smells like a CIA psyop, throwing black people under the bus to distract from the public assassination yesterday. He's getting there, right? They trying to start a motherfucking race war. Yes. Yes, they are. And they will. Because people are dumb enough to fall for it. Which is cool. I still love them. Still gotta love them. We should not be afraid to live, protect yourself. Because somehow they always throw blacks into the mix. Did I say that shit? Somehow we always got to be in the mix because we are the indigenous people of this country. You can't. I just said this the other day. You can't do a hoax on this land without using the indigenous people. We got to be involved somehow, some way. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. We playing tonight. Now we're the Commanders. We used to be the Redskins. And I mean, the Redskins had, I mean, if this ain't we ain't gonna go there, bro. We sticking on Charlie Kirk.
To Brianna Fallon here.
Oh yeah, we still trying to get a hold of Brianna. Pager. We got to page this chick. She over there with Tyrone.
Everyone.
Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you taking a little bit of time out of your busy day. You and our photographer, Jason Walsh, have been working this story all day.
She over there chilling with Jason a little bit too hard, too tough.
We know that classes are canceled for Thursday and Friday. What else can you tell us about this story at Hampton?
Yeah, we've been out on the campus since about 11 this morning. When we first got here, you know, there were checkpoints pretty much at every light.
We don't care about it. I waited for that phone call like something really was going on. Hold on.
We are now following breaking news about a string of threats at a number of historically black colleges and universities today. NBC's Kelly O'Donnell is following this for us. What can you tell us, Kelly?
Well, Chris, I think this is at this point in the abundance of caution phase where universities that are a part of the HBU system, the historically black colleges, a number of them in Virginia, also in Alabama, saying that they have received threats and therefore taking action to lock down a campus or cancel classes or send out warnings to students.
HBCUs
update.
We are.
I was trying to get to the sister, but it won't let me get to it.
HBCUs across the country are being put into lockdown due to potential threats that are coming in to almost literally all HBCUs. Current list of HBCUs affected by potential threats are Bethune-Cookman, Southern University, Clark Atlanta, Alabama State University, Hampton University, Virginia State University. Spelman is in a shelter in place, and Morehouse is also in a shelter in place. So 8 HBCUs. Bethune-Cookman has canceled classes and locked down all campuses. Southern University and A&M College has received a potential threat to campus safety and is on lockdown. Alabama State University is currently on lockdown following a reported threat to the campus. All activities have been suspended, and students and staff have been instructed to remain indoors or avoid campus until further notice.
So now everybody's on high alert, but I think we got a picture of the
FBI and other agencies say that they're confident they will track down Kirk's accused killer.
Authorities now say they have a key piece of evidence. ABC's Jacqueline Lee is at Utah Valley University with more.
The FBI releasing these pictures today of someone they are calling a person of interest in connection with the shooting that killed conservative political activist Charlie Kirk. The suspected shooter still at large. Authorities saying today they've been able to track the movements of the suspected shooter on campus through the stairwells and up to a roof, where investigators say they believe the shot came from.
After the shooting, we were able to track his movements as he moved to the other side of the building, jumped off of the building, and fled off of the campus and into a neighborhood.
Authorities recovered a high-powered bolt-action rifle from a wooded area, which they say may have been the gun used in the shooting. And they say they have good footage of the suspect.
That individual.
They said the ammo had trans on there. Something about trans. Trans ideology is what the lady said. I'm gonna have to pull her up. But this is the name of the tour was American Comeback. Charlie Kirk's American Comeback. See how it's 63, like how JFK was killed in 1963. All right. And there was a video going around how the Charlie Kirk shooting is kind of reminding everybody of the JFK shooting too. And I think my thing is, it's a distraction from Epstein because the Republicans and Democrats was kind of coming together over this Jeffrey Epstein thing because everybody wanted these damn files released. So the Republicans was kind of turning on Trump because they want to know too. Everybody want to know what's up with these files. Who in it? Who's released the files? Trump, you told us that's what you was gonna do. Yeah, so they voted down. I'm gonna vote to release all Epstein files. Force the Senate to vote on disclosing Epstein files. So they trying to get these files out. Because it was, I forgot the guy's name. Rubio. So yeah, you got that going on. The survivors just came out and speak, so they was gonna do something.
I was only 14 years old when I met Jeffrey. It was the summer of high school. I was working 3 jobs to try to support my mom and my sister when a friend of mine in the neighborhood told me that I could make $300 to give an older guy a massage. It went from a dream job to the...
You got 911 likes. That's crazy. I don't even want to mess it up. And you got Russia and Poland. They look like they about to go to war too. Poland sending 40,000 troops to the border as Russia moves closer to war with Europe. Yep, because they getting really close to NATO because they whooped Ukraine ass. So the only thing that was standing between, because Poland is NATO. So if Russia takes over Ukraine, Russia's gonna be right next to Poland, and Poland is NATO. They're a part of NATO. So that cannot happen.
Poland is deploying 40,000 troops on its eastern border and is closing border with Belarus ahead of the Zapad 2025 joint military drills to be held by Russia and Belarus. Poland has been preparing for the Zapad 2025 maneuvers for many months. The Polish army has conducted exercises in which over 30,000 Polish soldiers, as well as soldiers of the NATO alliance, took part in order to adequately respond. Let's remember that Zapad 2025 is an offensive exercise, Polish Deputy Defense Minister Cezary Tomczyk told Polsat News.
Okay, because Poland, they ain't really got no army like that. And everybody talk about World War III. This is a good time to do it because there's just too many stories going on. Like I said, there's a shooting in Colorado, man. Yep, Trump will pretty talk about World War III right now.
I understand he wants to be president. but I noticed he lost a little weight, so maybe he has a chance. You never know what happens. But Pritzker's a gross incompetent guy, thrown out of the family business. But when I look at Chicago and I look at L.A., if we didn't go to L.A. 3 months ago, L.A. would be burning like the part that didn't burn. If he would have allowed the water to come down.
I think this is old. They playing some old stuff. All right, go to my favorite guy. He should pop back up. Suspect used the rifle. So, you see, they all kind of talk about it. World War III. And people, they're taking it serious. Everybody's talking about it. I came for Flacco. I wanted to see Poetic Flacco. We in danger.
Idiots, not by stupid people, not by the nincompoops we would just naturally ignore because they're stupid, but it's being thrown out there by smart people, by very smart people. And the theories are that
All right, you making me not like you again, man. Come on, man. Shit. You don't know who's smart.
Charlie Kirk may have been taken out by his second greatest ally, second to the United States, Israel.
He said, he wrote me a letter on May 2nd this year. He said, one of my greatest joys as a Christian is advocating for.
He wrote the letter on May 2nd. That's 5-2. That's the 239. That's my number. That's LeBron and his son, 23-9. 52nd prime number. 52 is Pope, and 50 like we got a new Pope, and then President Jimmy Carter passed away, and this president gets shot. This is a mess. It's never been this many news stories at once. I'm talking about all headliners.
For Israel and forming alliances to defend Judeo-Christian civilization. A few weeks before the tragedy yesterday, I called him and I spoke to him and I said, please come to Israel. I invited him to Israel. And sadly, that visit will not take place. But he was a defender of our common Judeo-Christian civilization. He was unbelievably excited to walk in the footsteps of Jesus here. He valued our bond, the bond between America and Israel. He did so many things to defend free speech. He had his truth. He stood up for it. But he said, you can come and debate me. He invited that debate. He certainly didn't invite the violence, the horrible violence that tried to silence him. And, this is a worldwide problem. The people on the extremes, the Islamists, the radical Islamists, and their union with the ultra progressives, they often speak about human rights. They speak about free speech, but they use violence to try to take down their enemies, whether it's President Trump, who's been almost assassinated twice, or, they try to kill me here too.
Charlie Kirk ain't been dead for 24 hours, and BB is already on national television using Charlie Kirk's death for Israel propaganda. Charlie Kirk wrote me a letter, and in his letter, he says his life mission is to support Israel. Now he's dead. Y'all gotta carry on his life mission. Y'all gotta support Israel too. I mean, the same people who killed Charlie Kirk, even though we don't have the...
Charlie Kirk is the sacrificial lamb. That's why I'm saying Trump is free to go. Trump is good. Trump gonna make it to the end of his presidency. This is something I had pulled up yesterday. Because they killing me with this. MAGA. It's MAGA. It's Make America Great Again. The Church of Satan. The hierarchy. The highest degree. This is a mind game. And then I think about Epstein. I don't even want to think about Epstein. Okay, Flacco. Come on, man.
Identity
Give
of
me
who killed
something,
Charlie
Flacco.
Kirk. But the same people who killed Charlie Kirk are the same people who don't like Israel. They've been telling you guys that I'm a genocidal war criminal. You got to support me because Charlie Kirk would support me. This dude is shameless. Do you not know? Now, he expressed that Charlie Kirk was his good friend. But the one thing we know, if there's one person who got a good back cross in his pocket, is BB. Oh, we seen what happened in Qatar, bro. They showed up for peace negotiations and BB took them out. No shame whatsoever, bro. Now, the reason why, though, the foreign entity being accused of taking out Charlie Kirk is gaining steam is because we still don't know who killed Charlie Kirk. Whoever did this is savvy enough, is skilled enough to where they were able to trick the FBI not once, not twice, but 3 different times.
They tricking you, Flacco. It's them. Charlie Kirk, he's in on it too. That's the thing. How you think he got this under his shirt?
Not counting gang violence.
I don't want to show it. I don't want to do it. They tricking YouTube. Come on, man. One motherfucker come through, shoot people. He gets away. When you shoot one person, a high profile person, it just gets away. You still can't find it. From 200 yards away. Shoots him right in the jugular. I think they've been trying to say it's not necessarily military trained. You can go to the gun range and you can get good at shooting, so it don't have to be a military person. I'm like, man, come on, y'all. This shit stinks to high hell, man.
FBI arrested 3 different suspects, and they still haven't gotten the right one yet.
And we all lost, no matter what side of the political aisle you're on, we lost something important in America today. But the case goes on, the investigation goes on. There's a lot of piecing of evidence together. We don't have a shooter tonight. We have a couple leads, a couple of people that were released that probably aren't the shooter. There's a couple hot leads. There's a little bit of foreign intelligence. And I think over the next couple of days, we will learn a lot more. And hopefully we will bring to justice the evil person who did what they did to Charlie today.
What does that even mean? So there's a little bit of foreign intelligence at play here. Why will foreign intelligence be at play here? Foreign intelligence is only at play if the government and the FBI and the people who are investigating this believe that a foreign nation sent the hit on Charlie Kirk. Now, the thing is, what foreign nation will have an invested interest in wanting Charlie Kirk dead? Who and what? That's where Harrison's...
Flacco, I know you ain't about to say what I think you about to say. You about to say the Jews? Wait a minute, Flacco, you about to get us all clapped. You about to say the Jews, man? No.
Smith comes into play. Apparently, somebody who was linked to Charlie Kirk, they made a tweet last month, actually, on the 13th of August. And the tweet says, Charlie Kirk believes that if he goes against Israel and Bibi, that they will kill him. Now, this was a tweet that was put out a month prior, a month before his death, with no inkling, with no confirmation that Charlie Kirk would be assassinated. They just put this out there because this is what they heard from somebody close to Charlie. So the tweet was actually in response to Ian Carroll saying, yo, Charlie Kirk and others, they can't really speak to Nick Fuentes because they fear that Nick Fuentes' message would be disseminated and the powers that be would be upset at them. Well, that was confirmed by Harrison, where Harrison says, yo,
Charlie Kirk was on Israel's side. Why would Israel? It says this is not making no sense, man. Why would Israel kill Charlie Kirk? Charlie Kirk was pretty much pro-Israel. He had to be. You gonna visit every college? You out here talking some pro-Palestine shit? Hell nah. Israel. Why would Israel? That makes no sense, bro. I mean, this whole conversation ain't making no sense because I'm saying Charlie Kirk's in it on it too. But at the same time, let me take myself out of it. I don't see in the script why that would make sense. Now, why wouldn't they just take out Nick Fuentes, who hates Israel? Yeah, they're gonna nickname right there, Nick Fuentes. the mainstream avoid Nick Fuentes. But you're going to kill Charlie, who's avoiding Nick Fuentes? That makes some sense.
I'm not going to name names, but I was told by someone close to Charlie Kirk that Charlie thinks Israel will kill him if he turns against them. Now, what's the one way that you're going to get BB on your bad side? Well, if you platform Nick Fuentes and let Nick Fuentes utilize your millions of followers to disseminate his message about BB. When Charlie passed away, this tweet began to resurface. I think the tweet initially had about like 1 million views. After like Charlie's death, within a few hours, it's climbed to like 10 million. So Harrison was forced to make a video addressing what he said in that tweet. And here's what he had to say.
I wanted to make a video at least to talk a little bit about my tweet that's gone completely viral from last month. It's now the #1 tweet on anything Benjamin Netanyahu is posting. So thanks, guys. Really glad I'm on his radar now. That's cool. But it's true. I mean, I don't really have too much to add to it, honestly. I'm not going to say who it was that told me because they asked me not to, kind of for obvious reasons. So if they want to go public, they're more than welcome to. I don't have much to add to it other than basically like a month ago, I watched an interview with Megyn Kelly and Charlie Kirk, and I thought they looked scared, and I commented on that, made a video out of it. And then like a day or so later, I was talking to this person, and the way I remember the conversation going was that we were just talking about sort of Israel and Zionism and Zionist influencers, and Charlie Kirk came up, and I remember the other person saying to me, well, you know, Charlie Kirk says he's afraid to go against Israel because he thinks they might kill him. And I said, that's crazy because I just made that video about how Charlie Kirk seems scared. That's crazy that you're saying that right now. And that's the way the conversation, I remember it going. It may have been the other way around. I may have said they look scared, and they said, well, you know, he says he thinks, you know, Israel will kill him for.
Oh, the bar's right there. Let's see what Megyn Kelly got to say about this.
There have been lockdowns at multiple HBCUs across the country due to potential threats. One of those is Virginia State University, another Hampton University. Hampton University has canceled classes for September 11th and September 12th due to a, quote, potential threat. Students are urged to limit movement to essential needs only. So that is currently what's happening at Hampton University and at multiple HBCUs across the area. Now, we have a reporter on scene as we speak who we are going to get in touch with as soon as we can. Brianna Fallon is actually on scene.
It took them a minute to find her. So. All right, hold on.
To Charlie's responsible and important to say so. I have a lot of thoughts on this. I have more to report to you, okay? But I just have to pause here. Of course, that's the first thing I thought yesterday. I'm sure it ran through a lot of the minds of you watching this program as we did it live. Stephen was outspoken, sorry, not Stephen. Charlie was outspoken on the trans issue and many issues. But there's one particular group that's been running around killing Americans in the name of transgender ideology lately, and it's transgender activists or individuals or those who proclaim that they are. Doesn't mean they're all murderous. But there's a particularly high percentage committing crimes these days. And it is responsible and important to say so, which is what Charlie was doing. The thought that this was a person acting to avenge some sort of trans person or objecting to Charlie's stance on the trans issue is entirely chilling to me, because when Charlie and I first became friends, this was an issue he wasn't even talking about that much, but he was resonating with some on the right and was a growing issue. And he told me that one of the reasons why I kept coming into his algorithm and catching his attention was because we were talking about this issue, and his sister, who's also outspoken and a Christian, had been forwarding him, I guess, a bunch of videos she'd seen on our show. That's what he told me. And of course, like many on the right, it became more and more in his lens over the past few years because it's grown in the public sphere. It's hard to avoid. And you've got the vast majority of Americans right now ignoring it out of a sense of politeness or kindness, a misperceived sense of kindness, and not saying anything about it. And then you've got this smaller faction of us who have been jumping up and down about it. And Charlie became one of them. And I, of course, had become one of them and am one of them and will continue to be one of them. And on that front, to Charlie's killer, there's no such thing as a trans child. Men cannot have babies or chest feed an infant. A man cannot become a woman. A woman cannot become a man. Those are truths, and you will hear them here relentlessly. And it won't just be me. It'll be many of us on the right who will not be silenced and who will make it our mission now to continue saying all the things that you thought you silenced with that bullet. And guess what? You can't take us all out. If people are true to Charlie's legacy, if college students and high school students who felt inspired at all by Charlie feel the need to live up to his example, they'll say it too. And they can't take us all out for speaking the truth about one of the most divisive, awful issues we've ever had infect our culture. I would love to say the left is learning, that the media is learning, and that now that they see yet again that this was an issue behind a brutal assassination, a murder of one of our national gems, that they'll see the error of their ways, that they'll start realizing they cannot keep coddling this dangerous ideology. But I know it won't be this way. I know it's not true. I know because I understand the media, and I know because I saw CNN.
Do you know who killed him? Like, you talking real? I'm sorry. I'm over here listening to this, and like Flacco's still trying to figure out who killed him. This bitch acting like
After
yesterday.
Steven Crowder was the first to report this. What was on the cartridge?
This is what I've been waiting on. Damn. This lady boy can talk. What was on the cartridge?
CNN, and then the Wall Street Journal ultimately matched his reporting, but he broke it, Steven Crowder. CNN popped up a chyron on their screen and put up an article at CNN.com that said cultural phrases were engraved. Cultural phrases were engraved on the cartridges. Here's what the reporting actually says, that it was phrases on the cartridges expressing, quoting here, expressing transgender and anti-fascist ideology. Transgender and anti-fascist ideology. Now,
okay, they're saying that was engraved on the rifle, on the cartridge. You know, they said they found the cartridge, but they still ain't found the dude who did it. Now, she up here. That's why she's saying, well, this okay. Now I'm super confused. Now I'm gonna have to. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about this for a second.
For going against him, but then we talked about other stuff. We moved on. I don't really have any more information other than that.
Let's unpack this real quick. Now, this is all theory, by the way. This is just opinions. I have no credible evidence that BB and Israel will want Charlie Kirk gone. This is me entertaining the theory.
You're going down a rabbit hole. You don't even need to go down, Flacco. But okay, I gave you a shot, and then you did good yesterday. Now today you're just fucking up. All right, we could. Yo, peace, y'all, man. Peace, brother. Noteworthy, what's happening? Dante, what's happening, my brother? Make sure, man, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, share the video. We're up out of here. Peace, y'all.